What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. Today, I know a lot of people are worried about a little bit of red in the charts, but I don't think we're quite at that point where we need to worry just yet. I mean, you might want to pucker just a little bit, but we haven't broken some key levels, and we're going to go over that today, as well as a quick look at Ethereum and a quick look at XRP, since XRP broke out in the past couple days, but we need to see where it's going. So if you like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links for the Twitch, Discord, all the other goodies are down below. But let's go ahead and get started here on CoinMarketCap. We can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything else here kind of red down at the bottom. The only thing in the top 10 that's positive is Theta, one of my long-term holds. If we go to the biggest gainers, we have some altcoins still doing very, very well. And then we've got some that have pumped a bunch that are correcting a bit, that did take a tumble when Bitcoin did drop about 5 to 6%. But let's go ahead and head into Bitcoin. So I have Bitcoin here on the daily. And if you're watching my previous video, we were waiting to see if we would break out of this triangle here. We were on a very good uptrend. We did break to the downside. The target for this break to the downside was actually right around 50 to 51,000, but we didn't quite get there. So we dropped below the 20 daily exponential moving average, and then we have slowly picked up. But one of these key supports that we're on is this uptrend that we've been on since January. And you can see here we have one touch, two touches, didn't quite touch it here, but now we're on our third touch. As far as the upper resistance, we have 1 and 2. And when we were tracking the RSI here, we could see that all the way back since March of last year, we have been setting higher lows for the RSI. And since we broke our all-time high and hit up around 40,000, we have been setting lower highs in the RSI. Now, one of the things I want to watch is I want to see a drop below this support here, as well as a drop below this point on the RSI. As you can see here, we have confirmed this multiple times. Now we do have a potential little head and shoulders here, which could bring us all the way down. So if we break this key point, break this point on the RSI, confirm a 4-hour, maybe a daily under here, then I would expect us to come down to retest the 20 daily or 20 weekly exponential moving average, which is going to put us down to almost $37,500. Now, one of the things that makes me say that we're not going to drop just yet is if we went to Glassnode. I don't have my buddy's account, the login right now, but I don't have the full account. You can see the inflow of Bitcoin coming out of large wallets versus small wallets. Now, wallets with 100 plus Bitcoin, they're slowly decreasing in the amount of Bitcoin that they have, meaning that whales or large owners of Bitcoin are taking profits. They're selling. However, they're only selling now because they've held it for so long, right? There's nothing wrong with taking profits. The amount of wallets with less than 10, less than 5, less than 1, those are steadily going up, meaning that retail investors are buying it now at these higher prices, right? Whoever gets in early makes money, right? At some point, whoever gets in early is going to sell, be like, all right, I'm going to take some of my money now. So this is, to me, what I think is happening at the moment. Now, if you're a whale, do you want to sell off and have the price go to zero? No, you want the price to just go down a little bit. At that point, you can accumulate more if you really wanted to, or if you took the profits, other people can get in and then the price will start to rise again. So I don't think that the price is going to plummet just yet. But at this point, that's a very logical explanation as to why the price is going down right now. Now, we have about, 4 hours left in the daily candle to close. We've danced around this 20 daily exponential moving average many, many times, and we haven't plummeted too far. But in my opinion, if everybody's saying it's going to go to zero and go down, that's the time that you need to start buying. Also, if we go ahead and take a fib retracement of where we were previously to where the low was for that drop, you can see the golden pocket here in yellow. And if we zoom in, you can see exactly where this wick came down and touched. It's not only this upwards trend line that has been acting as support since January, it's also at the 0.65 on this fib retracement from this previous high. And we're also getting good support here on the RSI down, and the RSI is right at 50. That's like the sweet spot. We don't want to go too low. We don't want to be too high. If we're much lower, we know that there's a higher probability that we're going to go up. But for us to have support here, the golden pocket, and if we go ahead and throw up the VPVR, the VPVR is below us. Now, right here at the bottom, or where this wick is, we can see that we have the least amount of volume, and we actually have a lot of volume above us that we need to overcome. This could be something that keeps us down. But what has Bitcoin done in the past? Let me go ahead and get rid of this fib retracement for just a second. We came down, we were below the VPVR at this point. We got a little bit above it, and then we came back down, forming almost like a little double bottom here. And then we started a rise to the upside. So what I expect is we're going to dance here for the next 2 to 3 days, and then I think we'll actually have a bounce to the upside. But, like I said, this is just my hypothesis at this point. I don't know if that's exactly going to come to fruition. But if we close a daily above the 20 daily exponential moving average, we hold this support line, I would say that we are still very, very bullish, and this little drop here is nothing. You know, right here, we all thought that this thing was going to drop much, much further, and it didn't. Same goes all the way back. Now, if we go ahead and take this even further back, we're going to go back to January, or January of 2017, and we're going to switch this to the log, and let's go back here. Okay, so shut off this VPVR. I just want to illustrate something really fast. So back at the beginning of this bull run was back in 2015, August of 2015. And it started and it went continuously up from August 2015 all the way until December of 2017. So that is a year and 3 or 4 months that Bitcoin pumped. And what happened first is it started to go up, came down, and then it consolidated for a long amount of time before starting a really big run. This was, let's see, about 24% drop, and it was around 133 days. So this was everything leading up before the real bull run. Here is where we set the all-time high in June of 2016 when Bitcoin hit $75, and then it dropped over 15% or over almost 50%, I think. Nope, it was 40%. And then it started to go up. Now, after that, this is when people started to get, okay, Bitcoin might actually do something. Had 2 little pumps, and then here, this is where, this was the end. This was in June of 2017. Okay, this is the actual top. It cannot go any higher than that. And this is where I think we are in our cycle. We think that this is the top, and it's going to go down a lot. But what happened on this run specifically? Not only did we drop down another 40%. It took about a month and a half. But we dropped below the 20 daily exponential moving average, had to come all the way down after a large gap between the 20 daily and the 20 weekly. Whereas right here, the weekly and the daily were very, very close. This is the first time there was a large gap between the two moving averages. Very close, very close. Now we have a large gap. So we came down and actually touched it and then went up. But if we're not at this spot and we're actually, a little bit earlier in the area, we may not be ready to drop down to the 20 weekly just yet. So I guess my point I'm trying to get is we need to see if we confirm a drop below this upwards trend line. If we head back to where we were here, there is an upwards trend line that was being followed. And you can see if I drew a line, and this is on the log, so the lines are going to be a little bit different. But we had an upwards trend line. We didn't drop yet, but the second we dropped below it, then we had the major dump, but it was bought back up very, very quickly. So it said just keep an eye on this upwards trend line that we are currently in now to see when the actual time to short is, because you don't want to short in a bull market and just lose money thinking that the money is going to go down, right? So for now, I think we need to just wait and see. If we go another week or two, fall below this line, then I would definitely say that we're headed towards around $40,000 Bitcoin. But if, just like when we zoomed in with the fib extension, let me draw that back on here, just for this area, this is how much room we have for support right below us in many, many different areas. And then the key point of control just below $50,000. So lots of room for support below where Bitcoin currently is right now. So I just said, I don't think it's time to sell the farm yet and just completely get out here. Let's wait and see what happens. We have a close today and we'll reassess tomorrow. But if we do have a daily or 4-hour close below this line, I would definitely say that the trend is changing, slightly bearish in the short term. Not in the long term, just for now, we will be consolidating a little bit more. Currently, Bitcoin dominance is still less than 60%. It's at 59.8. So, you know, this is the time when we could see altcoins shine. Going back to XRP, I told you guys that I was worried that this is not going to be the one where we see a giant green candle to the upside. As you can see, we are struggling to get above and hold above that key resistance at 60 cents. If you zoom in, you can see that right here at 60 cents, we almost formed a little bit of a double top. But right now, you can see that we are forming a nice little potential symmetrical triangle, or in my mind, I think we're more forming these big M's getting ready to come back down. And I think we will actually come back down to around 49.50 cents to confirm this breakout. Like here, seems like it's confirmed, but I think this is XRP. We'll need one more big dump to the downside to see if we can hold it around 50 cents before we would continue up, which is what I was saying, you know, like XRP is going to blow. Look at this perfect giant W here on the daily. It's ready to go. It's just, it takes some time. So until we get above this 75 cents to around 80 cents and confirm some closes up there, then it's open water. But for now, you can just see we're in a giant accumulation phase. And I know this price movement looks crazy and like, how could that be accumulation? Well, XRP was over $3 at one point. So it has a lot of room to grow. That's a 6x from where we are right now to go up. So, but we have not gotten above this point here, that's 78 cents. So we need to hit above that and close, not just these little, you know, pissant wicks here. We need lots of volume. We need to hold it up there. We need to probably have the exchanges back in the mix in the US to have more volume, more money flow. But if we look at XRP on the weekly, we can see that down here at the bottom, this red wave here is the money flow index to the downside, and this green wave is showing that money is finally coming in to XRP. And at the same time, we are also having the VWAP trend to the upside. So we want to see money flow on the top. We want to see the VWAP coming up at the same time. We want to see a buy signal. We want to see interest. And we finally have these all coming together at the same time. RSI right now is only at 56 on the weekly. So there is a lot of momentum building up. And, you know, a move from just a measured move of this symmetrical triangle here is putting us at almost $1.10, so over $1. But I think these are the resistances it'll meet in the meantime. So XRP definitely has some room to grow. I do think it's going to take about a week, maybe 2 weeks before this happens. Whenever I put these videos out, I know it seems like now is the time it's going to happen and this shit's going to go to the moon tomorrow, but that's usually not the case. I've literally only done one video where it actually happened the next day, and that was when XRP was at 28.5 cents, and I said if it breaks through 30, because we haven't been able to actually break the 30, it's held, then we would actually have large movements. Well, it did break the 30, broke up to 30.50 or 30.63, which was the first time we've seen that price in a long time. And after that, XRP went parabolic. The same case goes for this. If we can get above 80 and hold there for a little bit, hell, even a little wick up there with a lot of volume behind it, I would say that's the point when we're going to start seeing some parabolic moves in XRP. And then just since this video is running a little long, just a quick look at Ethereum. I have Ethereum here on the hourly. Let's switch it to the 4-hourly. And you can see that we are in this potential falling wedge, or not falling wedge. We have a symmetrical triangle that formed after it fell out of the wedge that it was in. And you can see, zooming in here, that we maybe had a little bit of a head and shoulders. We broke below the 20 daily exponential moving average, and now we are on this bottom support. Now there was 2 places that I was able to draw it out on. This one here, you can see we broke to the downside, couldn't get back over. And now we have another resistance here that we weren't able to get over. And the only support that we have as of right now is this trend line. Maybe this trend line. So if Ethereum comes down below this, I think that if Bitcoin falls, Ethereum will as well, and then we could see a move down to as low as around $1,250. And all of this is again supported with the, let's see, where's that? The fib retracement. If I put it down to there, we can see that the 0 all the way from top to bottom puts us right back down to around 1278, and a measured move of this head and shoulders pattern, if it was to break to the downside, is starting the momentum down to the exact same spot. This one brings us right to the bottom of here at 1500-ish even. And if we turn on the VPVR, we could see that we broke below the point of control, and after that, things started to tumble down. But that's going to do it for today's video. I will be streaming on Twitch later, so if you have any questions, please feel free to come ask me there. I'll catch you guys in the next one.